You know me. If I have to put on a suit to go to a restaurant, I don't really want to go. No offense. I mean, I bet there's really great restaurants out there. And I have been to these suit restaurants where, suit and tie is requested.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, God, okay. I mean, they're great experiences, whatever. As long as someone else is paying, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there are a couple of restaurants here in New York City. Every town has those little restaurants that are kind of hard to get into. One is called Rayo's. Now, Rayo's is not a suit and tie place. It's very casual, but Rayo's is sort of an institution, Italian place up in Spanish Harlem.
Wait, is that the same for the pasta sauce that I
Yeah,
love?
Rayo's. Yeah.
That's the same one?
Yeah, Rayo's.
I didn't know that.
And you can't get in.
Oh.
Rayo's, you can't get in.
It's tiny. It's exclusive.
Yeah, you can't. You just can't get in. And people sell their reservations. I mean, it's... And I've been invited by people I know who can get in because I couldn't. If I called, they'd be like, "Well, let Mr. Duran know that we have no tables." So anyway, you go and it's great. It's a great experience and whatever. Well, now there's another one here in New York City, and it's called 4 Charles Prime Rib.
How's 4 spelled? F-O-U-R?
F-O-U-R.
Okay, so not
yeah,
like
I think
Charles.
the address is 4 Charles.
Gotcha.
Anyway, it's a steak place. It's supposed to be amazing. Everyone who's been there, they go online. I don't know anyone who's been. But I went online and someone yelped, "Hey, great place. You got to go. You got to try the prime rib or whatever." Yeah. But so I went online to try to get in. No, can't get in. You can go like at 11 p.m. for dinner.
It's not an open table?
If it is, there's no table open. And it's a tiny little place.
Yeah.
So you can't get in because everyone wants to go. So I'm like, now I want to go see what the hubbub's about, right?
That's it.
So the other night, I got an invitation from a friend. He's like, "Oh, my God, I got an invitation to that restaurant, 4 Prime Charles Rib," or whatever it is. I'm like, well, I can't go that night. I'm like, oh, damn. And he was going to pay. I wouldn't have to pay. So Skier and I were talking about, there's another restaurant that when they opened up, it was called 12 Seats.
12 chairs.
12 chairs. You can't get in. There's only 12 chairs.
12 chairs.
How do you make money with 12 chairs?
I don't know.
I wanted to go for years.
We want to go because you can't go. So we figured out we want to go because you can't go.
Well, it's brilliant because, 99% of restaurants fail?
Yeah.
So you have to do anything you can to make people want to go.
Exactly. So you make it impossible for them to go.
Yeah.
I want to go to Rayo's now that I know it's the pasta sauce I use. It's the only sauce I use. I'm
By the
so
way, the
excited.
pasta sauce in the Rayo's jar, which you can get across the country,
It's so good.
it's great.
I get a little wine.
It's different when you have it there.
Yeah.
I know, but it's so good still.
Anyway.
But it's the same thing that Apple does. They make 1/3 of the number of iPhones they need, and then they run out, and everybody wants them even more.
Yeah.
Right.
So why is it we have this need, this desire to have what we've basically been told we can't have?
Yeah.
Is it because we've been told we can't have it? So we're like,
Absolutely.
It's even when you go shopping. Like if there's a rack and it's like a sales rack and there's like 6 of the same shirt, you're like, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
But if you go to the other rack and there's just one left, you say, oh, everyone wanted this one.
and you
I
pray
have
it's your
to have
size.
that last
You pray
one.
for your size.
Exactly.
Oh,
So stupid.
I know it's us. We have the problem.
Well, and it's the reason that like somebody who's married seems so much more hot than someone who's available.
Yeah.
This is actually the natural progression of this conversation, Bethany. Someone who is not available, all of a sudden you're like,
Someone else wanted him.
Yep.
gosh, why? We got to stop this. Let's be happy with what we have.
If someone
I'm going to
else
go home and
wanted
tell
him.
Lisa I'm unavailable.
She'll say good.
Sorry, I'm taken.
She'll be like, yeah, so am I.
So, yeah, it's just so weird. Restaurants, people.
Yeah.
You know, and shirts on the sale rack.
Shirts on the sale rack. When I worked at Starbucks, we had a lot of really skeezy customers who would come in, and it was mostly women who worked there. So we all got fake wedding rings that we wore, thinking that it would make the guys back off, but it got worse. It was totally mental.
That is weird.
Mm-hmm.
No, that happened. My ex-boyfriend used to wear a wedding ring, and he said anytime he wore it, he'd get hit on more than without it. Oh.
Maybe that's what you should do, Nate. You should wear a wedding ring.
I've tried it. It works. Not in a creepy way, but just as an experiment.
Oh, no, not at all.
No,
I'm not.
Experiment.
Yeah.
A creepy experiment.
A creepy experiment.
Let's meet halfway on that.
Yeah, I have a ring I wear in my right hand, and I put it on my left one time, and I noticed I got more attention.
Scary. Want more attention?
Don't look at me like that.
I think that's crazy, though. First of all, if they have a ring on their finger, leave them alone.
Exactly.
They're taken.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's plenty of fish in the sea. Why don't you go after someone who may be kind of fun to go with, who is available?
I think they think no strings attached when they see that, and they're like, "Oh, I can just have a little fun with this guy."
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jessica. It's almost Friday. You ready for the weekend?
Oh my God, I'm so ready.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. Anyway, so we're talking about the restaurant we can't get into, the person who's unavailable, the one shirt on the sale rack. Obviously, everyone else bought them, so we want it now, but we can't have it. So what is this?
So it's the basic law of supply and demand in economics. It's just psychology. When you limit the supply of anything and you make it hard to get, the demand goes up. Like they discovered this a long time ago that the human brain just wants what it can't have.
I know, but why don't we just go after what we can have? It's right there. It's easy. We don't have to be frustrated over it.
But it's easy, so we don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people are just naturally envious and competitive, and everybody wants, what everybody wants. And if you can't have it, you want it more.
And you value something that you had to work for more, too. They did a study of college students. They gave them free posters. And then for some students, they made them pay for the posters. And the students who had to pay for their posters valued the poster more than the ones who got it for free.
Wow.
So if I make myself easy, no one's going to want me?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
All right. Well, let me get working on that. All right, Jessica, supply and demand. It's been around since before we were here. So, all right. That's it.
That's for sure.
Well, thanks for listening to us. If you can get a reservation at that 4 Charles Prime Rib, you let me know. I want to go see what it's all about. But until then, I'll be down the street at Walker's. They let me in.
You have a restaurant like that where I live, too.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, thank you, Jessica. Yeah, Walker's. I walk in, and that's why they call it Walker's. You just walk in.
Don't they even have like a table for you with your name on it?
Basically.
Yeah.
The Walker's is great. That's the corner place. Everyone can get in. Like on Sunday brunch day when everyone's trying to get into Bubby's down the street.
Yeah.
There's a line of 8,000 people with strollers and kids throwing Cheerios on the ground.
Yeah.
You go to Walker's.
Yeah.
You go to Walker's. There's always, even on the busiest day, there's always one seat waiting for you or one table, and they're still throwing Cheerios on the ground.
But that's Linda.
They don't even serve Cheerios.
Nope.
And kids are going to brunch with their parents throwing Cheerios on the ground. Stop it. What's scary?
So when you finally get something that's unattainable, like into that restaurant where the food is awesome, or get into like Hamilton the play, does your mind start playing tricks on you where you're like, oh, this is the best because you've now achieved that? And it's like,
I don't know.
This was an exclusive thing?
I think it's like movies. When a movie's been overhyped and you finally get there, you're like, eh. You know, Danielle,
Yep.
when you saw what's the gray guy who had sex in the closet?
Christian Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show?
It's called 50 Shades.
Okay,
of Grey,
50
yeah.
Shades is one of the most hyped movies. And by the time a lot of people saw it, they were like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. The thing is, also, I think that's with every book. You have so many expectations because the book is always amazing.
Right.
And then you go to the movie and they can't fit it all in and they cut corners and they don't, and you're like,
So that's the thing. When you
Yeah.
finally go to these restaurants, I'm sure they're great. Don't get me wrong, but I don't. Yeah, Froggy.
It's on a much different level, and you know me, Mr. Chain Restaurant Guy. But for example, I always have a craving for Chick-fil-A on Sunday. They're not open
They're
on
not
Sunday.
open. See, you can't have it.
But on Sunday at lunch, I'm like, man, I'd love to have some Chick-fil-A. They're not open.
They're not going to do it. Hey, Kimber.
Hi.
So Kimber sees a wedding ring, and you start talking to the guy. What is it about a guy with a wedding ring that makes you more interested than if he didn't have one?
Well, I'm not really interested. It's the fact that I get blamed for talking to married men, but it's not an interest thing. It's more of a comfort thing. I feel like there's no pressure. I feel like they're not interested in me. Like I don't have to worry about them.
So you're not going after them romantically. You just want to have human connection. You want to have a conversation with someone. So if the guy is married, you can. It doesn't matter if he's a woman or a man.
Yeah.
It's a person, and you can talk with no strings.
Yeah, I feel like I don't like talking to strangers in general. So if I'm going to talk to a stranger, I feel like a married person, I don't have to feel like they're going to think I'm hitting on them. I don't have to feel like they're going to try to take a next move or anything.
But it's like hitting on a gay person because they're not going anywhere. They're not going to. They don't want you.
Yeah.
So it's
I don't
like
want you.
it's like it's safe. It's safe territory.
You can take off your shirt, let them flop out. It doesn't bother me. Like whatever. I'll flop mine out. Well, thank you, Kimber. I never thought of it that way.
I do the exact same thing, Kimber, because you don't want the person that you're talking to think you're hitting on them and to get all creepy on you. And so it feels like talking to someone who's married is safer, but I've had that backfire on me where the married person was willing to go further, and then I was like, oh no, I was talking to you because you were safe. Never mind.
Why couldn't you be gay? All right. Well, thank you, Kimber. Have a good day. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Why couldn't you be gay like all my other ex-boyfriends?
Isn't that funny? So by the way, I was on the phone with a high school friend of mine the other night. She's like, why is it, Elvis, and you're one of them, every guy I dated, I turned them gay? I said, no, you didn't.
You didn't turn them.
No, you didn't turn anyone gay. They were gay.
Yeah.
It's just that you were attracted to them, maybe for reasons that are caused because they're gay. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah.
You're not turning anyone gay.
No. I still wonder if my ex-boyfriend was gay. Remember that one guy that we all questioned?
Well, yeah.
I haven't seen him in years, so I don't know.
I should have asked him that weekend he spent with me.
Oh, shut up. He would not go. Remember, he would not go bowling because he didn't want to chip his manicure.
Well, I know, but I know straight guys that are like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought Sheldon was gay.
That's true. You did think my husband was gay. I'm attracted to guys who may be gay. I don't think he is, but you know.
No, I'm pretty sure he's not.
He is.
I don't think he is.
We've been together 20 years, so I'm thinking that I'm okay.
Maybe you would know by now.
I think so.
Calls are still coming in. We got to get into our headlines. We've got a free money phone tap on the way. Hey, Lindsay.
Hi.
Lindsay, so you're a woman. You work in construction.
Yes.
And you don't wear your ring at work for safety reasons, or you don't want to lose it, right?
Right.
And so, but when you do wear your ring, it's a whole different thing?
Yes. I mean, a woman versus 100 guys on a job site, obviously you're going to get some attention all the time. But when I do end up or forget to take my ring off, or I get double the attention, and it's so weird. You would think that it would back everybody off, but...
Is it romantic attention? I mean, they start flirting with you a little more?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe guys have a safety zone with married women.
Yeah.
I can flirt with them. I know we're not going to go there, but I don't know.
Or it's more of a chase.
The chase.
The chase.
All right, Lindsay. Well, be careful out there. You put that hard hat on.
Oh, yes.
Put that
Always.
hard hat over your heart and protect it.
Oh, God, that's actually a great piece of advice. Great advice from Bethany. All right, Lindsay, have a safe day. Thanks for listening to us.
Hey, can I get a T-shirt?
I'd love to send
Hell
you one.
yes.
Hold on one second. Would you send Lindsay a shirt on 20?